Hello, 안녕하세요. Ryan Walters here at Suwon Sports Complex with a smiling Paul Neat.
I am, but you can't see that I'm
Can't see
smiling
it.
because
Can't see it.
I'm wearing the mask. Safety first.
We do have the masks on because we do have K-League back, but there are only a few of us allowed in here today because of social distancing and COVID-19 and all of that that's going on. But K-League is back, kicked off last night with a little over 3 million people watching Suwon and Jeonbuk, just a few. So hopefully some eyes are still on it today, and so hopefully some eyes are on the lower division because we saw a pretty good match here today.
Today was a good match. I think it was a very entertaining game. Both teams really wanted that win. One team did get it. Daejeon got the Hana era off to a winning start with a late Park Young-ji goal that looked like it was going to be chalked off for VAR, for offside. But VAR, the referee had a look, and it was deemed that Lee Sul-chan, who'd played the ball across to Park Young-ji, was onside. It was touch and go, but it looked like it was the right decision in the end. Yeah,
well, and the two goal scorers today, and those two involved in that goal, all new players for Daejeon this year. Both of them coming over this year, so already starting to see them get going. And it didn't get off to a great start for Daejeon today, though, because although the result in the end was expected for them to get the win, they went down 1-0 early on.
Yes, An Gong-jun, who's had form for scoring against Daejeon in the past, he rifled in a long-distance free kick, making the most of the really wet and greasy surface. He has got form for scoring against Daejeon, and if anyone was going to take the lead for Suwon, I did felt as if it was going to be An Gong-jun. But yes, it was. I thought perhaps against the run of play a little bit. I thought Suwon did have some spells of possession, but I think that most of their shots on target were speculative at best.
Yeah,
I think it was clearly a tactic from Kim Dong-gyun to shoot on sight.
Yeah, we talked
about that during the game, Ryan. Yes, and I think that Daejeon had made the most meaningful chances. They'd made the most of their possession by trying to work it into the right areas. And yeah, it's perhaps down to experience in the management, because obviously Hwang Sun-ong, a very, very experienced manager, against Kim Dong-gyun, who's making his K-League debut today. So yes, they did go down 1-0, but then Andre Luis, who's on loan from Corinthians in Brazil, he scored a very well-worked equaliser, a little bit fortuitous with the way that the ball bobbled just right in front of him, but it was a nice little through ball, or a little touch round the corner from Park In-hyuk to allow Andre Luis to get in on goal, and a very calm, well-taken finish.
And a great run from him to set it up in the first place.
Yes.
Muscled a couple people off the ball, looked really good, and I think that's one of the things, like you say, we were talking about during the match, and that was one of the takeaways for me, is that Daejeon, they did look a little bit calmer. I think they looked a little bit more confident in possession, and they were using the ball a little bit more. Whereas I think Suwon, like you say, it does seem that they were instructed to shoot on sight, and that didn't seem to really work out for them because they were settling for too much from outside. I think they could have got a little bit more pressure in the box. They could have built up a little bit more. And, I mean, that's something for them to work on in the future. But all in all, I think it was a pretty good day out for both teams. And in a way, I think Suwon probably would have wanted a little bit more out of this. Would you say a draw would have been fair in the end?
I think Daejeon edged it just because they had created the better opportunities and they played well in doing so. It was well worked. There was a clear identity or a clear passage of play in terms of how they wanted to try and construct their own chances. So I think they played a bit better. Suwon frustrated Daejeon at times after the goal. In particular, they got men behind the ball. And it just took that little bit of magic in Andre Luis. He's been tipped to be a very important player for Daejeon this season. He was very, very influential throughout the game, obviously with the goal. And he went up as a striker. He was playing in that number 10 role just behind Bruno Bao. Bruno Bao came off, and then Andre Luis went up front. And he's normally a winger because he's very, very direct and he's very strong and powerful.
Yes.
He knows that if he just runs through people, either he'll get a free kick, or like he did with the goal, it might bobble and bounce fortuitously, and he can give him a chance to score. So,
I thought, honestly, they looked a little bit better without Bayo in there, which was unexpected because he was tremendous for Jeonnam last year. Had a good preseason as well. Might not have been his day, but
he looked a bit off the pace. I thought. I don't know what was wrong with him. He just looked a little bit sluggish. And I said to you in the first half, Ryan, that I think he'll get brought off, but I didn't think it would take until the 82nd minute. I thought he might have come off a little bit sooner than that. But credit to Hwang Sun-ong, he made 3 substitutions there. He brought on 2 wingers, first and foremost. and then he brought on Kim Se-yoon to play in that number 10 role whilst Andre Luisa went forward. So credit to Wang Sung-on. He's been given a chance, I think, to rebuild his career at Daejeon. Got off to a great start, so I'm sure he'll be very happy with that.
Yeah, I think they looked a lot better, and like you say, credit to Hong Sun-hong there for making that adjustment, because they looked better, just a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more pace, playing a little bit smaller instead of trying to play that long ball up to the big guy. But there is another game on tonight. There are more games on tomorrow, so if you're new to K-League and you're enjoying it, hopefully you can keep watching. If you've been around for a while, we're just happy to have it back. But for now, we're going to get someplace warm because it's deceptively cold out here in the rain today.
It is, but we should remind everybody to stay tuned on social media of any of our Facebook or Twitter, because Pete Hampshire and Matthew Binns will be at Gwangju versus Songnam later this evening. It is a 7 o'clock kickoff, so in just around an hour's, 45 minutes time. So stay tuned somewhere. Maybe Twitter, maybe Facebook, we don't know.
They'll figure it out. They'll get it. They'll get it. They'll be all right. But yeah, all sorts of K-League going on tonight and tomorrow, and then next weekend. Oh, we got it back, and it feels so good. Feels so good. All right. Thanks for watching.